We do high altitude parachuting, which is everything, if you can imagine that as at its extreme, jumping from an airplane at 25,000 feet at night, wearing 500 kilos worth of kit.
Sounds like a lot.
It's a lot. And, you're jumping on oxygen. So it's a highly technical, highly high risk event. To rebreathing underwater, diving underwater and submarine release. And one thing Australia's really well renowned for is our long range vehicle patrols and capability. And all those three things, amongst others, they're really only means to get to the job. The majority of the SAS work is done in infill and extraction. The job itself is a whole other set of skills, and that's whether we take the expert and get them there safely, or we bring the skills and execute the mission on the ground as required.
Are you talking about that transport vehicle that I can't remember the name of it now, but we've sent quite a few of them to the Ukraine, I think.
Oh yeah, the ASLabs, I think, is that?
I can't remember the bloody name myself either. But but Australia's good at building those things. Is that because of our terrain?
Yeah, I think so. I think we were getting IED strikes in Afghanistan regularly, and surviving a lot of them. So I think there was a technology that just evolved in a local place, and that's had a asymmetric kind of impact, or certainly interest from around the world, and that technology spread. It's just V-shaped hulls. So I guess
at the bottom of the transport machine,
it still goes bang inside. Don't worry about that. Yeah. But the vehicles, it's survivable, more survivable.
It disperses the vibration,
That's
the impact.
Right. Yeah, the impact. Yeah.
So because you experienced it yourself, IEDs.
That's right. In 2000, I unfortunately was in 2008 drove over an IED, which turned out what we think was an old Russian anti-tank mine that was remote detonated, and a colleague of mine was killed beside me, and our interpreter effectively lost both of his legs in the blast. So it was very traumatic, and it's remarkable to think out of the dozens of strikes that we had in Afghanistan on the cars that we drove, very few deaths. I think we had 2 or 3, I think it was, over that time. A lot of injuries, etc., but high survivability. They weren't the vehicles. We had our own set of vehicles.
And what happened to you? Did anything happen to you?
Yeah, I had frag through the back of both legs and burnt. Actually, the force blew a boot off, an army boot off, just to give you an idea of the force, which you don't need much idea really, I guess. And I was actually okay. I had a bit of surgery and came back to the troop, but I contracted an infection. Most of Afghanistan's covered in human feces and animal feces.
Really?
And yeah. Well,
it's not like they've got bathrooms, lavatory systems.
They haven't had a huge sanitary advance there, but and they use it for fertilizer. Actually, to be fair to them, they reuse it for fertilizer. These are pretty humble existences. And so I got a staph infection, a golden staph infection that kind of got up into my
in
thoracic.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, it started there.
Yeah,
and I had to be repatriated in the end because my testicles were swollen up to the size of a soccer ball, and it started to get into my thoracic cavity, and they were going to remove my leg, but they got onto some heavy drugs back in Perth. I was back just in time, thankfully, and over weeks it calmed down.
And would that have been a signal to you? Maybe it's time now I'll hang the boots up a bit.
Yeah, well, I was 40 at that age.
Is there a retirement age? Do they sort of say, mate, 40 is it?
There's 2 retirement ages. One is around 55 or so.
Yeah.
And the other one's the more realistic one, is when the young fellas say, Harry, fuck off. It's time for you to go. You were a bit slow. And a few times towards the end of my time, the guys did turn around and say, mate, you're looking a bit slow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you do.
Straight up.
Yeah, and your ego wants not to hear that. But
slow in terms of keeping up, you mean?
Yeah, definitely keeping up. Yeah.
Like you mean with a backpack and all the gear?
Absolutely, yeah. When you're getting gunshots fighting, you need everybody up in the line. And I never fell off or let anyone down, but there was a sense that it was harder than it should have been.
And is that their job to tell you that? Like,
I think it's all of our jobs to tell each other that. It's the SAS regiments, a prison yard you get to go home from. It's brutal. And but there's a camaraderie and respect You don't have to be everyone's best friend, but you need to respect the fact that the bloke next to you's got what it takes to look after you, and he'll have your back when it matters.